Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MGTOW Academy YouTube channel. Thank you for taking the time out of your day and night for stopping by. And for those of you who are subscribed or that have been to my channel before, thank you and welcome to my January 26, 2018 live stream. So I'm back after a long time, really. I haven't been active at all that much this month. I did upload my channel trailer, but that's been it. It was primarily due to some personal events, I guess. I'm involved in robotics tournaments, and I had to take some time off of my channel to kind of work on the robots and all that kind of stuff. You know, that kind of stuff. But anyways, that kind of stuff's over. We're back to normal. Schedule is working out just fine. Glad to see that kind of stuff going on. NYC Korean MGTOW. Yeah, in a long time no see. Definitely. All right, so I got some great stuff in store for you guys. I was like pulling together these articles off of Twitter, off of everywhere, off of Google, all sorts of news sources. Pulling that stuff together. I want to come back strong. So go ahead and turn on the screen share feature so we can jump right into the first article here. All right. All right. By the way, if there are ever any issues with my audio, please do let me know. It's happened before. So I'm just saying, if there ever is any issues with the audio, please do let me know. Okay. So this one, it's pretty interesting, and I'm not surprised, to say the least, by this. By seeing this. I saw this on Twitter. Let me see if I can look it up. It was about French men, and they could face a 300-pound fine for commenting on women's looks. Basically, men in France, they can get fined for catcalling. Now, is catcalling rude? Yes. Is it polite? No. Is it wrong? Of course it is. However, that in the future, when things really hit the fan, these are basically the stepping stones to those problems. So I thought it'd be interesting to go ahead and cover this article. So let me go ahead and look it up. And facing 300 fine. I'll just type in this much. I'm pretty sure the article will pop up or something. All right, so let's go ahead. We can go ahead and cover that article first. There we go. All right, so this article here, it's from the express.co.uk. I'm gonna go ahead and copy that and paste it in the live chat, so that way, and I'll go here. So that way you guys will be able to read it yourself. If you want to cover it yourself, you're more than welcome to do so. There's good. Wait for this scene to load. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and paste it in the chat. Then we'll go ahead and jump right into this article right here. There we go. Is it gonna work? All right, there we go. That's what I was looking for. All right. Now that we have that in the live chat, let's go ahead and jump right into this article if it's going to load sometime today. All right, there we go. All right. So, like I said, it's from the express.co.uk, and it's titled, French Men Facing 300-Pound Fine for Commenting on Women's Looks, on a woman's looks in a Sexual Outrage. French men who make lewd comments on a woman's appearance could face a 300-pound fine under new plans to tackle on-the-street sexual harassment. All right. Well, this is definitely something that caught my eye. I like to scroll through Twitter all the time. There's always, good ideas for videos and whatnot on there. And this one, it definitely caught my eye. First of all, let me just say I'm not surprised at all by, seeing something like this. All right, I'm seriously not. Anybody who understands basically the current situation that men face in our world, in our society and the things that are being built against them. If they can connect the dots, this is, this should be no surprise to them. In fact, you should expect more of this stuff in the future. And honestly, it might get worse. Just saying. Just saying. All right. By the way, I really need to get a mouse. Scrolling through long web pages with a touchpad, it's pure hell. All right. So let's go ahead and read this. The measure features in a parliamentary report into behavior that infringes on the freedom of movement of women in public spaces and undermines self-esteem and the right to security. The plans come from a parliamentary working group on street harassment launched by Gender Equality Minister Marlene Schiappa. I'm not sure if I pronounced the last name correctly, but a gender equality minister. Well, it's 2018, folks. That's the thing. The bill is expected to be presented to Parliament next week after Ms. Schiappa and two other ministers, Minister of Justice Nicole Belloubet and Minister of the Interior Gerard Collomb, read the final draft. And I bet you, let's see, I bet you 10,000 views by the end of this month for my channel that the bill will be passed. And by the way, I will be passing 10,000 views around this month, well, at least a month from today. Maybe not by January, but a month from today. And so that's according to socialblade.com. So anyways, Ms. Schiappa said in September, new measures were needed to address the gray zone between consented seduction and sexual aggression. Politicians have been putting their heads together for a report on how to tackle the issue and define what constitutes sexual outrage. This has been the foundation of the plans drawn up to eradicate what is described as everyday sexism in France. All right. Men who make loud and lewd comments about women, their path could be fined according to measures suggested in the report. All right, we got some digits here, folks. We got some digits. Let me highlight this so I can get your attention. Got some digits right here. The parliamentary group suggested imposing a 80-pound, is that pound? I'm not sure which one's which, but whatever. Imposing a 80-pound fine on those who pay immediately, increasing to 170 pounds if it is paid within 15 days, and 300 pounds if the payment is later than that. It did not recommend impose fines for wolf whistling, contrary to earlier reports. All right, so cat, like that whistle thing that guys do, I can't do it, but we all know that type of that whistling sound. So they're saying that they won't, the guys won't be fined for that, but honestly, there'll probably be like amendments to the bill or whatever in the future that will allow for that to happen. Now, anyways, authorities in Paris have already announced a new measure to tackle harassment on public transport. Passengers on certain buses now have the chance to hop off at night, even when the vehicle is not at a designated stop. According to the High Council for Equality Between Women and Men, 100% of women claim they have been harassed on public transport at least once, with 80% of those questioned being younger than 17 years old. And that looks like the end of this article, and that is the end of this article. All right. Well, this is some interesting stuff right here. First of all, let's interpret what this whole scenario right here means. How I see it is basically it's like the first stepping stones to like some sort of like a law movement, I guess, a law movement in terms of sexual harassment, sexual whatever related stuff. This is like this stuff right here, basically the stepping stones for right here. All right. Now let me tell you something. Let's say that I found out that my mom was catcalled on. Would I like it if my mom was like catcalled on or was sexually harassed? No, of course not. I think it's absolutely wonderful that people kind of like stop this whole catcalling thing. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. It really is. But I'm just trying to say though that I'm just seeing this as like the first stepping stones to more harsh laws being built up against men. All right, and hey, that's just how I see it. If you have, if you see this differently, feel free to let me know. Now, anyways, another thing that kind of caught my attention midway, reading the article, it was this little section right here talking about the fines for those supposed sexual harassers. So I'm just wondering, is it possible that governments will be able to use feminism and its outrageous claims as a possible way for income, as an income source for the government? Is it possible? Probably. I was reading this conspiracy theory about how the Rockefeller Foundation funded feminism, knowing that it would destabilize a society. And you know what? They're partially, I can see that happening. Now, first of all, let's get the concept that feminism leaves behind a destroyed and unstable society wherever it goes, regardless of race, religion, culture, any of those factors. It doesn't matter. Let's get that concept, just grasp that concept and accept it, because that's usually how things will, play out. Now, I'm just trying to say here that this stuff right here, it seems to me that, in the future, governments will be able to use feminism and its outrageous claims as a source to leverage income from, things like manspreading, sexual harassment, whatever it may be. That could be a way that the government can make income. Hey, you know what? Even, companies, corporate companies can make income from that. Like public transportation. They could have like fines for those supposed manspreaders on subways and buses and all that kind of stuff. Wherever it is, that stuff could happen. It's actually very interesting now that I look at it from that angle. So once again, that article, it's in the live chat, so you guys are more than welcome to check it out for yourselves. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on over to the next one right here. I have them all like saved up in a separate folder. Let's go ahead and see what one I want to go for. Okay. Let's see. I have like a bunch of art. Okay. Let's see. All right, this is actually pretty interesting. The article that I'm about to cover, it's from theguardian.com, and it's titled "Urgent Review of All Rape Cases as Digital Evidence is Withheld." So this is probably looks like that's in like where this story is actually taking place. But of course, MGTOW, the MGTOW philosophy, men going their own way, it's worldwide. So why not cover that? So let me go ahead and find that article. So, urgent review of rape. All right. Should be something along the means of that. It was published on Friday, 26th of 2018. That's today. Oh, yep, there it is. Published 4 hours ago. So, it's a pretty new article. Okay. All right. Now that we have that pulled up, let's go ahead and start covering it. So as you can see, it's from theguardian.com, and it's titled "Urgent Review of All Rape Cases as Digital Evidence is Withheld." And like I kind of predicted before, this is in the United Kingdom. Some prosecutions may be dropped as a result of emergency measure, officials admit. Yeah, no crap. What? Okay, never mind. Let's just go ahead and read this first before we criticize and go any further. So the Crown Prosecution Service is to review all current rape cases to ensure that evidence which needs to be disclosed has been handed over to the defendants. The emergency re-examination is likely to result in some prosecutions being discontinued, according to a joint statement from the CPS, National Police Chiefs Council, and the College of Policy. Announcing a package of measures to improve the way a criminal justice system deals with the problems of disclosure in the era of mobile phones and laptops. And the director of public prosecutions, Alison Saunders, said, "We are taking steps to identify any individual cases of concern as a matter of urgency." So, judging by the looks of it, it looks like they're trying to take false rape accusations as a like a possible thing. Like they're actually taking it more seriously now. They are. That's what it just seems like. Let's continue reading. All cases are subject to regular and ongoing scrutiny, but senior prosecutors across England and Wales are currently assessing all, let me highlight that, all live rape and serious sexual assault cases to check that they are satisfied that disclosure obligations have been met. Inevitably, bringing forward these case reviews means that it is likely that there may be a number of cases which will be stopping at around the same time. The checks and balances throughout the process are designed to identify issues before trial, allowing cases to be stopped when that's appropriate. However, in light of the current public concern, it is right that we satisfy ourselves that decisions are being made as soon as they possibly can be. The vast volume of material being produced by digital equipment has added to the problems investigating police officers face. At least 4 rape trials have collapsed or have been dropped shortly before trial over the course of the last 5 weeks. Yep, you're seeing it right here, folks. They're actually considering looking into like false rape cases and all that kind of crap. Let me go ahead and paste that into live chat so you guys can take a look at it right now. You are more than welcome to read that article for yourselves as well. Save it for later, share it on Twitter, do whatever. It's up to you. Now, anyways, let's continue reading. The National Police Chiefs Council lead for criminal justice, Nick F. Grave, said, "Disclosure is an essential element of the criminal justice process, but has too often been seen as an administrative task completed at the end of an investigation. Exacerbated by the rapid expansion of digital material involved in almost every case. We now need to firmly embed disclosure in the investigative mindset from the outset of any investigation. A rape trial collapsed this month after the Crown Prosecution Service offered no evidence. No evidence. You hear that, folks? No evidence at all when it emerged that images from the defendant's phone of him in bed with his alleged victim had not been disclosed. Lawyers for Samson McKell, 28, who had been under investigation for a year and a half, said that if they had not recovered the photographs themselves, the trial could have resulted in a miscarriage of justice and the accused eventually being deported. Scotland Yard is already conducting an urgent review of similar problems after another rape case was halted and acquitted in December under similar circumstances when phone messages between the man and woman cast doubt on the prosecution's version of events." And it just keeps going on and on about how these sexual assault cases, they've been dropped throughout time, and that kind of stuff is going on. Yeah, I know. That is, Psycho Fire says that's complete bullshit. It is most definitely complete bullshit. Oh God, did my screen? Okay, I'll make sure that my screen share is working out fine. All right. Okay. So now that we covered that article, let's move on to the next one. By the way, if you guys have anything in mind that you would like for me to cover, like for me to discuss, feel free to share it in the live chat. I'd love to have a discussion. If you have a topic, that you want to discuss, anything at all, feel free to let me know. All right. So, all right. I think we should do this one next. It's from spikedonline.com, and it's titled "Why Men Are Wrongly or Are Being Wrongly Accused of Rape." So let's go ahead and look it up and cover that article. Yeah, I know. I have 10 out of 10 spelling skills. Let's try to find the article here. So let's see if we can find it. All right, so got that pulled up. Let's go ahead and get the line set up. All right, there we go. Got that set up. There we go. All right. So this is from spikesonline.com. And like I said before, the article is titled "Why Men Are Being Wrongly Accused of Rape." Real quick, let me go ahead and paste that into the live chat. Psychophile just said in live chat, men are never treated fairly, but are expected to work harder and still support families. They want us to bend backwards while we take it up the ass from Papa gynocentrism. Psychophile, well said. You couldn't have said it any better. You see, one thing that really does piss me off is that we have a legal system that is built against dads. It's built against fathers. So when they go through a divorce and they get their lives turned upside down because of the divorce and the effects of the divorce, they go couch surfing. They're lucky. They're super lucky just to be able to sleep in a car. And this is not stuff that I just read online. I talked to a guy. He's a really great guy. His name is Legend MGTOW, and he does work within the family law, the family reform. The family law reform movement. And he tells me this stuff that he's experienced and what he sees happening to dads around him. And yeah, that stuff is real. This isn't fairy tales. This stuff is 100% real. And when they're doing this kind of stuff, do you think they're going to be happy? Of course not. Who in their right mind would be happy when they lost most, if not all of their stuff? They don't get to see the kids. And on top of that, their lives have been turned upside down. They most likely can't afford an apartment, a house, so they're probably like crashing at somebody else's place. They're most likely working multiple jobs. They're going to be deadbeat people. Hence, the stereotype of deadbeat dads. So when these quote unquote deadbeat dads are being, deadbeat, everybody's going to say, stop being a deadbeat dad. Get off your ass and be a dad. Support the family. Support your wife. Support your kids. Why don't you be a man? That kind of stuff. Man, it really does. Even though I'm not a dad, even though I'm not even 18, but it still just really pisses me off to hear that kind of stuff. It really does, because we're expected to do one thing when we literally we're not even put in a position that makes us capable of those certain things. We're expected to take care of our family. Take care of our family. The dads are literally being stripped of resources, and you're expecting them to take care of other people when they can't even take care of themselves. The legal system, it really does need to go through some huge now I really do hope that we see that soon in the future. Now that I'm done with that rant, now that I'm done with that rant, let's get on to actually covering this article. Psychophile just hit in live chat. Being a man doesn't depend on what we do for women. We are men before everything. Exactly. That's one of the main concepts of the MGTOW philosophy. Put yourself before anybody else or anything else for that matter. Always put yourself first. We are men before everything. Well said. All right. So let's go ahead and cover this article. So, okay. This guy right here, his name is Oliver Mears. All right. So Oliver Mears, he spent 2 years on police bail, having been charged with rape. Last week, the 19-year-old Oxford student had the case against him dropped following a review of evidence. A couple of days earlier, Samson McKell's trial was halted after his defense team found more than a dozen images of him and his accuser cuddling in bed. In December, Liam Allen, aged 22 and a law student, had his rape conviction thrown out of court when new evidence came to light, and actually covered Liam Allen episodes. Now, additionally, a text message from the complainant, whatever. Sometimes I have to like figure out how to say words. Excuse me. Now, anyways, text message from the complainant to a friend stated she had sex with Liam, but it wasn't against my will or anything. Scotland Yard currently has 30 rape cases under review. 30 rape cases. Imagine 30 people being falsely accused of rape. Now, even if it is a false accusation, keep in mind that that rape accusation is going to pop up everywhere. It's going to follow you for the rest of your life, whether you like it or not, because rape accusations, before they're even confirmed if it's true or not, they get a lot of media attention. And it's true, they do get a lot of media attention. You'll see it all the time, before, actual people were proved, before actual rape victims or rape accusation victims were proven innocent. You'll see these articles in the news of this person accused this person of rape. And then everybody starts to basically unite against that one innocent person. And then the evidence comes down. Nope, everybody forgets it. That's what always happens. So even if somebody accuses you of rape, even before anything happens, you will be everywhere. You will be known worldwide for what you've done, which was nothing. Now, that I'm just trying to say that either it was an actual rape or not, it gets attention fast. So for false rape accusations, the men who've been falsely accused of rape, even after they're proven innocent, they will find it difficult to get jobs, and that in turn will cause difficulties in supporting themselves, surviving in all form, that kind of stuff. So anyways, let's continue reading this article. So before a victim can be believed, before an arrest can be made, a woman must allege that she was raped. False accusations are neither new nor unique to rape cases, but the severity of the potential punishment and the damage to the accused's reputation mean false rape accusations deserve to be taken seriously. We need to ask why these cases were brought to the police in the first place. An easy answer is that women maliciously make false rape accusations, perhaps to cover for a consensual sexual encounter or to extract revenge against a man. But research suggests that only 4% of cases of sexual violence reported to police are found or suspected to be false. And in the majority of these cases, no specific perpetrator is named. False allegations are immediately identified early and often through an admission from the complainant. I've never seen that word before. Anyways, the process of going to trial and giving evidence in a rape case is not an easy option. Yes, a believe the victim culture means women are shielded by anonymity and are dealt with sensitivity in court. They can give their evidence from behind a screen, be addressed by their first name, and ask for judges to remove their wigs. But if revenge is being sought, there are surely far easier and less time-consuming ways to extract it. Well, you got to realize that women are willing to do anything to just really mess up your life. You got to realize that. It doesn't matter how easy, how hard, how time-consuming it is. Revenge is revenge, period. And yes. And yeah, anyways, them mentioning the anonymity, that one word, anonymity, and all that stuff that women get, that instant, oh, you're a rape victim, here, don't give out your personal information, you're under our protection, you're safe, that kind of crap that society that gives women, that just really lays out the stepping stones for false rape accusations. Yeah, believe the victim culture, yeah, that's definitely true. Anyways, a false allegation is an accusation where the complainant knows that never actually occurred. But as Professor Phil Rumney details, there may be false allegations that fall outside of this definition, such as non-malicious allegations of people with particular medical conditions who are, this stuff is not really that important to cover. But like I said, you guys are more than welcome to cover that yourself. I have the link to this website, or no, not to this website, to this article posted in the live chat. So that's that article. Let's go ahead and move on to the next article right here. Let's see. I have like a whole bunch of them saved up. Okay. Let's see. Which one do we want to do next? Let's see. All right. This one is from fastcompany.com, and it's titled, "Some Men Actually Need This Hilariously Simple Guide for Not Sexually Harassing Anyone." Okay, then. Seems interesting enough. Let's go ahead and search it up and find it. Some men. Come on. It might be helpful before the live streams to actually have these websites pulled up. I should do that from now on. From now on, guys, I promise you, no more seeing me typing, article names on the screen. You won't see that no more. I'll have these articles pulled up prior to the live stream. All right, there we go. Now that we have the article pulled up, let's go ahead and start covering it. First of all, let's go ahead and copy it so that way we can post it in the live chat for you guys to take a look at. Come on. Let's see. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and cover this article. Like I said earlier, it's from fastcompany.com, and it's titled, "Some Men Actually Need This Hilariously Simple Guide for Not Sexually Harassing Anyone." Okay. All right. So, what's going on? Funny lesson in the intricacies of not sexually harassing women. Okay, then. Whatever. Let's see where the actual stuff is. Yeah, there it is. All right. So, men are feeling nervous lately, and not just famous men with a terrible, well-hidden secret that could potentially go public at any moment. No, the legions of everyday men who are just that little bit. Wait, what? Oh, crap. My bad. I was reading that wrong. My bad. So, anyways, no, the legions of everyday men who are just that little bit terrible are also worried. They responded to incidents like the public shaming of Aziz Ansari for inappropriate sexual behavior and walked away thinking, "What if I'm next?" rather than any of the more important takeaways. NYC MGTOW just said in live chat, the more this hashtag #MeToo gets worse, the more blue pillers will get red pilled. Yep. I see it as Newton's first law. For every action, there is a opposite and equal reaction. Sort of. Not exactly, but you have the idea. All right. It will be that men will have to get their lives basically messed up. It'll be sacrificed for the sake of other men's safety. And as more and more men wake up to this, they start to see this stuff going on, they will basically turn to MGTOW. They will start swallowing those red pills that keep them safe. Spot on, NYC MGTOW. Spot on. All right. What else? Let's continue reading. All right. One of the more common responses from worried men lately has been to ask where women even draw the line between regular behavior and sexual harassment. For anyone who can't figure out the answer by studying the way people react to them, a new episode of the BBC Two show, The MASH Report, has some suggestions. Rachel Paris, who is a correspondent on the British Daily Show type program, uses a slide presentation and roleplay to soothe men's worries over questions such as, is hugging okay? Hugging is okay, mostly not at work, and only until the point that the hug feels like it's gone on for a weird length of time. Paris's chipper effect while delivering these beyond obvious tips belies the bewilderment of most women that some men would actually be confused on these points. At least now some of them will have one less reason to remain confused. Okay, well, that's that. That was actually shorter than I thought. Okay, so I closed it too soon, but analyzing what that means, that was just that article right there was just mostly about men and the correlate. So how men and women are interacting and working on this whole sexual harassment issue. That's what that whole article was, about. To give you guys some insight on that. Now, this next one here, it's actually pretty interesting. So it's from Newsweek.com, and it's titled "Russian Women Undress on Social Media to Protest Sexual Violence and Rape." All right, well, all right. That's what's going on in Russia, folks. That's what's going on in Russia. All right. So Russian women undress social media protest. There we go. Those are good enough search terms. We'll be able to pull up the article from there. All right, there we go. We got that loaded up. By the way, just so you guys know, I'm probably going to be doing a podcast soon on the topic of the sexual exploitation of young men and boys in society. Basically, the over-sexualization stuff that they are exposed to. And I'll be covering that soon in the podcast. But I haven't started working on it yet. I got some basic fundamentals of what I'm going to discuss laid out, but I'm not worrying about that. All right, so like I said, it's from news.com, and it's titled "Russian Women Undress on Social Media to Protest Sexual Violence and Rape." Okay, so let me just first of all say, okay, so it's sexual violence, rape. Okay, cool. But you're undressing on social media to protest a sexual related issue. Does seem like a weird way to protest, if you ask me. I don't know. That's just me. All right. Come on. All right, there we go. All right. Hey, Kevin Flowers, 1989. Thanks for stopping by. Kevin Flowers, 1989 says to go to BitChute for backup. Yeah, I'm looking for more ways to back up my channel. Looking to do that sort of stuff. I do have all my work saved on my laptop. I have it, I have it saved, but I'm always like, there's always that if. What if my laptop breaks and I don't have access to my videos? Well, then there's my other platforms like iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio. Multiple platforms, minds.com. I'm just trying to get myself everywhere as a backup. Thank you for reminding me, Kevin Flowers. Now, anyways, I'll look into that. Back to the article. Okay, so Russian women are posting semi-nude pictures on social media to protest the brutal murder of a teenager by a man whose advances she rejected. Using the hashtag, I'm not sure what that is. That's Russian, which translates as "this is no reason to kill." Women began posting the images after the murder of Tatiana Shakova, 19, who was strangled and stabbed on Tuesday by Artyom Iskakov, a young man who lived in her building. While federal authorities were investigating the case as first-degree murder, it was suggested that Shakova's killing was linked to the fact that she posted images of herself in a bikini or nude. Okay, I'm not gonna look at that, but I'm okay. I'm not looking at that. I'm not that desperate. Come on. But first of all, I don't exactly understand how a young lady posting images of herself in a bikini or posting nudes of herself online is exactly a motive to kill. Maybe if he has some personal issues with women, maybe I could sort of understand that, but I don't exactly understand the connection. Now, anyways, let's continue reading. Iskakov, he killed himself shortly after carrying out the murder, publishing a suicide note on social media. His account has been deleted, but screenshots are circulating online. All right, so an opinion piece on Ren TV suggests that the indifference of the girl to her killer's affections drove him to it, citing an anonymous source who said he knew both teenagers. News site DNI sought to explain the murder by claiming the photos in which Shakova was smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol likely meant she led a frivolous lifestyle. Such comments outraged many Russian women. It has become accepted to blame girls for that's so funny. I'm sorry. It has become accepted to blame girls for everything. One Instagram user posting as part of the hashtag movement wrote, "Oh man, that is so ironic. It has become accepted to blame girls for everything." Can you guys, by the way, for like the 2, 3, or whatever of you guys watching this right now, can you please give me an example where a woman would be normally, accepted, I guess, to be at blame? What I'm trying to say is, in what situation would a woman automatically be at default for blame? I don't know about you, but it's usually the guys. You see this stuff happening all the time. It's basically we get this narrative through mass media, through mainstream entertainment, TV shows, movies, even books if you want to count those. They kind of give off a notion that it's the guy's fault for something. All right, something bad happens, somebody screws something up, it's the guy's fault. You'll see that kind of concept frequently throughout forms of mainstream entertainment. Yet we have this Instagram user here saying that it's become accepted to blame girls for everything. Pretty ironic if you ask me. All right, not many understand that in a given situation, you can reject anyone. It does not matter what you are wearing. How many girls keep quiet about the reality of abuse because they are simply afraid that they will be blamed themselves? All right. It is very, very scary to live among people who think that Instagram photos can provoke a barbaric murder and rape. Another user wrote, "It is scary that this could happen to me or you." The outcry around the murder echoed the debate sparked by Diana Shrigina, 17, who accused a 21-year-old man of raping her at a party in 2016. He was jailed for 3 years for the attack. The case sparked a vocal debate about rape and consent after Shrigina appeared on one of Russia's most popular daytime talk shows in January of 2017. Although a court had already given its verdict, many viewers of the program disputed whether Shrigina should be considered a victim because of her decision to attend the party, she drink alcohol, and the way she carried herself in the broadcast. Let's see. All right, no, I'm not gonna exactly be covering that kind of stuff. Okay, so Kevin Flowers, 1989, just asked in live chat. Feminist, what about when a boy is raped? Yeah, Kevin Flowers, 1989. You got to realize something, man. You got to realize something. Boys, when it comes to the media, men in general, not just boys, men are hugely misrepresented in the media. All right. So this is the type of discussions that I like to have. First of all, you got to understand that media is business and business is money. And the ways that news outlets, information outlets and all that stuff, journalism, corporations, whatever, how they make their money, how they get views, how they get people to read their stuff is by primarily covering issues with women. All right, so let me give you an example right here. Oh, that was quick. I just had to type in hashtag bring back our girls. And I'm sure you remember what happened. It was something like these girls who got, 276 female students that were kidnapped from the government secondary school of Borno State, Nigeria. Yeah, okay. All right, well, okay. How about, I'm pretty sure there were 10,000 boys were kidnapped. I'm pretty sure that it's from the same what's it called, the same thing. Yeah. See, okay. This is what I was talking about, guys. For those of you who are watching right now, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. Hashtag bring back our girls. In just 44ths of a second, I got about 1,680,000 results on 276 female students that were kidnapped from a secondary school in Nigeria. All right. Now, look, it's awful. Nobody, regardless of their religion, regardless of their race, any factors like either boy, girl, or whatever, they should not be kidnapped. They should not have their childhood taken away from them. However, that doesn't mean that just because they're girls, they shouldn't get, like, they should get more prioritization in the media. It does not mean that. However, that's what happened in this whole hashtag bring back our girls thing. It is a perfect example of that. 276 female students. Okay. What about the 10,000 boys that were kidnapped by Boko Haram? Really, it's amazing. To be honest with you, I didn't find this out myself. It was pointed out to me. I believe it was by Mentalist MGTOW. I'm pretty sure it was Mentalist MGTOW. He's a pretty cool guy. He was able to point that out to me. And I was like, whoa, hold up here. 10,000 boys. I never seen anything on news, talk shows, anything on shows like Ellen, or I don't watch Ellen, but I never saw any commercials about it. I never saw it on social media. I never saw it on news shows like Fox News, CNN. I never saw that kind of stuff. I just saw hashtag bring back our girls. And look, I'm not trying to say that the girls, we should forget the girls. No, we shouldn't forget anybody. We shouldn't forget anybody. And we shouldn't just like leave somebody out simply because of their sex. But that's what's happening right here, despite the fact that literally thousands, it's literally thousands of more boys be kidnapped than 276. That is literally thousands of more students that were kidnapped, and they got very little media attention whatsoever. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you something else real quick. Let me open that in a new tab so we can kind of like cover that. But look. 1,680,000 results in 44ths of a second. All right. Well, for the 10,000 boys, I got 738,000 results in 54ths of a second. 738,000, 1,680,000. See a difference? Coincidence? I think not. All right. Now, basically, it was this terrorist group known as Boko Haram, and they kidnapped these 300 schoolgirls in Nigeria in 2014. They also kidnapped more than 10,000 boys over the past 3 years, according to Human Rights Watch. Okay. You see, what you don't understand is that these boys, they are trained to become soldiers. All right. Now, have the girls been have they been retrieved or something? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that they were brought back or something. Now, anyways, we're not focusing on that. Remember, they are converted and trained to becoming soldiers. Okay? So here's what happens. These innocent boys who were just going to school, doing nothing, they were kidnapped. It did happen at once. I do understand that it did not happen at once. But still, 10,000 is great. It's clearly a big difference compared to the 276, whoops, wrong one, to the 276 female students that were kidnapped. It's really a big difference. It really is, all right? And for that to get absolutely no media attention, it's ridiculous, all right? Now, anyways, these innocent boys, they're trained to become soldiers. and they're brainwashed into thinking that they're doing the right thing. All right, they're as they're raised, they're taught to do this, kill this certain group of people, do this, do that, yeah, so on and so forth. All right, and then next thing you know, they get killed in their strike. They get killed by the guys who are trying to fight. It's sad, really. It is really, really sad. They're fighting. First of all, they're fighting whatever these terrorists are trying to do. It's all for money. All right, you got to understand that terrorist groups, they just don't pop out of nowhere in the Middle East. All right, this kind of stuff has never happened before. All right, realize who is funding who and who is benefiting from it. Understand that. Additionally, they are going to get killed. And first of all, there are many first of alls. It's overwhelming. It seriously is. Okay, for those of you watching right now, I don't know how you guys are not like sitting there just awestruck, knowing that literally thousands of more boys were kidnapped. They got very little, if not any, media attention whatsoever. They're being trained into becoming automatic killers, and then they will get killed eventually. All because they were, nobody really just paid attention to them. If everybody pushed pressure upon countries to kind of rescue the boys, then yeah, sure, they'd be saved. But nope, no pressure on them whatsoever. Because remember, men are seen as disposable utilities. And it doesn't matter if they're men. It doesn't. They can be boys. They can be, look at that. Look at that. They can be this. They can be that. And the media, society will still not consider them to be worth it. It doesn't matter if he is 4 or if he is 40. If he's a guy, he will most likely not be cared for. All right? The media doesn't represent men the way that we actually are. You got to understand that. It's ridiculous. It really is. And I've known about this for a while now, but every time that I cover this article, I feel like punching a hole through a wall. I feel like doing 100 push-ups. I can't even do 100 push-ups. That's how much stuff I got built up in me. Because it's ridiculous that these many innocent young boys, look at that guy. Look at this guy right here. Guys like him, they were kidnapped. They are currently being trained to become automatic killers who will then be killed eventually. And they get no media attention whatsoever. However, 200 girls who were kidnapped, they got all the attention in the world. They got all the attention in the world, all right? And when the 10,000 boys were kidnapped and they were trained to become killers, nobody cared. Nobody gave them attention. Nobody cared. Nobody even noticed. I didn't even know about this until just recently, a couple months ago, all right? That's not good at all right? So let that be an example to you guys. Let that be an example to you men watching right now that no, if you think that anybody cares about us, no. Well, I mean, in the media and all that kind of stuff, no. All right, we are always going to be portrayed to whatever benefits the media. Okay, an article about 10,000 boys being kidnapped versus an article about 276 female students being kidnapped. Trust me, the articles about girls are going to get more attention. Thus, that's why the media devoted their attention to the 10,000, or I'm sorry, the 276 girls getting kidnapped. That kind of stuff, all right? That's just an example right there of how messed up our world is. It really is. Sorry, Kevin Flowers 1989. I just said in the live chat a bit back to try DuckDuckGo for more results. Yeah, I definitely will. I usually use Google more because I have a Gmail and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll definitely look into using DuckDuckGo. So thank you for the suggestion. Now let's go ahead. I believe we have 1 or 2 more articles left. Then maybe I'll go ahead and discuss some new stuff. I'll be able, maybe discuss what the future of my channel will be like. Discuss some personal stuff going on, some goals I got going on, that kind of stuff. Anyways, let's go ahead and pull up our next article of the night. Oh, looks like this will actually be our final article that we will cover for the night. It's actually from businesslive.co.za, or just called Business Day, and it's titled "Robots Are a Bigger Threat to Women Than Men in the Workplace." This article was published by Jeff Green on the 22nd of January this month. So let's go ahead and look it up. So robots are a bigger threat to women than men in the workplace. All right, cool. All right. So got that? All right, there we go. All right, there we go. This one right here. This one right here. Oh, that looks interesting. Hold on, I just saw an article about sex bots. That'd be pretty interesting to cover. Hold on, let me check out that article of sex bots real quick, and then, all right, there we go. We'll cover this one first. Then we're gonna move on to whatever it is. All right. Oh man, my throat, it's really dry right now. It really is. That's why when I was covering the last couple of articles, my throat was kind of like cracking up, and I was like messing up words. Oh man, I need to get some water. All right, it's a lot better. All right. Well, done with our water break. Let's get back to covering articles. All right. As soon as this thing will load, we'll get right into this right here. Come on. All right, there we go. So, robots are a bigger threat to women than men in the workplace. So, first of all, you got to realize that once again, men are portrayed in the media to the media's benefit. Whatever equals more profit it's going to be what the media will cover. You got to realize that, all right? And more often than not, if not all the time, men are portrayed as the attackers for women. We are portrayed as the aggressors. We are portrayed as those who wish to harm women. That's how we're portrayed. So the reason that you can just tell by the title that it's giving that tone that, wait, I thought men were a bigger threat to women. Well, first of all, that's there because of the mainstream forms of entertainment in the media. All right, we're portrayed as a threat to women when in reality we're not. Okay, how exactly? Explain to me, people. How exactly men? We were biologically designed. Men and women were biologically designed to cohabitate with each other. That's how the human species continues to thrive. So how exactly are we their threat? And that's the picture that forms of mainstream entertainment and forms of mainstream media paint. That's what they paint, all right? It's the image they give. All right, so anyways, women are more likely than men to be knocked out of the U.S. jobs by automation in the next 8 years, and they will find half as many opportunities to land new positions unless there's a new effort to retrain them. Those conclusions from a study released Monday at the World Economic Forum show about 57% of the 1.4 million U.S. jobs to be disrupted by technology between now and 2026 are held by women. With proper retraining, most of the workers would find new, higher-paying jobs. Without it, very few have opportunities, but women fare the worst, according to the study conducted in collaboration with the Boston Consulting Group. Making the transition will be expensive and difficult, the authors said. It is definitely unprecedented. The effort that will be required on the part of the policymakers, said Saida Zahida, one of the authors and the head of education for of the Gender and Work for the World Economic Forum, which is holding its annual forum this week in Davos, Switzerland. What is different today is that businesses also do recognize that it's something that would be useful to them. Workers are bracing for a future where it's estimated that each industrial robot displaces 6 employees, and 30% of baking jobs could disappear within 5 years as artificial intelligence gets smarter. Much of the worst disruption will affect the lower paying jobs often held by women or less educated workers. The WEF now estimates it will take a century for women to reach gender parity in the workplace, almost 20 years longer than it forecasted a year ago. Business leaders are becoming more aware of their need to take a leadership role in fixing the gap. At the same time, it will be a complicated problem to fix because it requires an entirely new educational focus as well as a likely need for income support for workers that are being retrained. Without retraining, a quarter of the workers face annual income losses of about $8,600, and many would not be able to find a new job compared with a gain of $15,000 for most workers after 2 years of retraining, with about 95% having a new position available, according to the report. The study was based on the data from Burning Glass Technologies and the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. One positive for women, though. Under the retraining scenario, women's wages would increase by 74%, while men's income would rise 53%, having a potential for narrowing the pay gap. Yes, Goyim. Yes, be good, Goyim. Believe that men and women are paid differently. Believe that we are the privileged ones. Believe that. All right? Believe that even though that we're 4 times more likely to commit suicide, even though that we have a legal system that's built against us, even though we live in a world, in a society that has been built in favor of women, we are the privileged ones. We are the ones who are the privileged, and women are the victims. They're innocent, and we're not. Believe it. The pay gap is extremely real, and if you don't believe the pay gap, you're sexist. All right. By the way, that was sarcasm, if you still don't get the message. I'm not even going to cover the pay gap, because that is like... It doesn't matter if you're a man going their own way or not. Understand the pay gap has been like proven to be false for, like a long time ago. Nowadays, the study looked at 15 different job strategies that could pave the way for professions as diverse as assembly line workers, truck drivers, secretaries, and cashiers for finding new careers. While the report found that 90,000 manufacturing jobs predominantly are held by men, they are at risk for disruption. There are about 164,000 at-risk women secretaries and administrative assistants who are often overlooked. A lot of the narrative around job losses and reskilling in the U.S. tends to focus around the male blue-collar factory and mining workers, but in fact, there are a lot of women in a lot of those disrupted jobs. So there is quite a lot of discrepancy in terms of the public narrative and what's actually happening in the data. All right, and that's, the possibility of blind spots. Okay, so what they're talking about here is that women are, they're vulnerable to fail. They're the victims, and men are getting they're getting most representation. That kind of stuff. Nothing new there. It's interesting to know in terms of how robots are replacing jobs, but other than that, nothing too fancy. All right, so this article. It will be the last article of the night. After that, we'll go ahead and just have some maybe a 10 to 15 minute discussion, and we'll end the live stream afterwards. All right. Let's go ahead and post this in the live chat so that way you guys can read it for yourselves. Maybe share it on Twitter or do whatever you want. All right. So I have not actually seen this article before. Let's see. Judging by the scroll bar, it looks pretty decently long. Now, anyways, it's from the telegraph.co.uk. I stop by this place pretty frequently to read articles, and it's titled, "Why Female Sex Robots Are More Dangerous Than You Think." All right. Excuse me. My throat's becoming dry again. I need water. All right, there we go. All right, we're good. All right. So, I was going to start this article about robots with a reference to Friz Lang's Metropolis. But then I spoke to Blay Whitby, a philosopher concerned with the social impacts of emerging technologies and the trivialization of robots in the media. And I decided otherwise. Because when it comes to robots, it is simply no use discussing them through the lens of our favorite film or science fiction book. Cliched as it may be, the future is here. We can and we should talk about reality. Within a matter of decades, we've become entirely reliant on technology, and robots are increasingly part of our everyday lives. Now it is estimated that realistic sex robots will become more common within a decade. Within a decade, dude, a decade, it's approaching faster than you think. For those of you watching this stream right now, think about how quickly time has passed from a decade from now. So in 2007, holy crap, I even remember 2007. I was a little kid back then. That was a decade ago, man. Like, I'm mad. Like, time flies. Time flies. Sex robots will be here before you know it. All right, and we will. I'd like to discuss the whole sex robots thing in the MGTOW community towards the end of this article. Now, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and continue covering it. So, there are currently 4 manufacturers making lifelike robotic dolls worldwide, but experts predict that in coming decades they could become widespread, used not just as a fetish, but for sexual therapy and as companions for lonely, disabled, or older people. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so being used as companions for lonely, disabled, or older people, it's pretty cool. All right, so look at this. Take Real Doll. The California-based company is unveiling a $15,000 life-size, hyper-realistic silicone sex doll. She can talk, blink, smile, and regurgitate facts about your life, and of course, have sex with you. Her name is Harmony, and she's being hailed as the most significant development thus far in the $30 billion sex tech industry. All right. So, you might say, MGTOW Academy, that's $15,000 for a piece of plastic. All right. Now, first of all, let's look at the debate about women versus sex dolls. Let's compare women versus sex dolls, shall we? All right. So women, the majority, and I'm pretty sure mostly all women these days, they have, I'm talking about like makeup and all that, right? So they have fake eyelashes. Sex robots have fake eyelashes. Their face, their lips, be made out of plastic. Yeah, it's no different from sex dolls. Really, think about it. Fake tits, plastic tits. They're no different than sex dolls, except that a sex doll won't accuse you of rape, and a sex doll has sex whenever you want to have sex with it. That's the only difference. And a sex doll, of course, is dead. Well, not dead. It was never allowed to begin with, but you get the idea. All right. So look, sex dolls are fake. Women these days are fake. What's the difference, really? Okay. And of course, I understand that there's a difference between a living and a non-living object, but that's not my point here. Additionally, you may say, "Hey, MGTOW Academy, what sane man would pay $15,000 for a plastic life-size Barbie doll that you could stick your dick in?" Well, I will tell you this. There are men willing to enslave themselves for the rest of their lives for $20,000 or more. And that's just the ceremony. Yeah, I'm talking about weddings. I'm talking about marriage. Men are willing to, like, no. Consider the honeymoon. Consider the actual wedding, the stuff needed for the wedding. Consider the budget. Consider the wedding ring itself. The money that over time men will need, the husband will need to put into the relationship as time passes. It will definitely surpass $15,000 really quickly. All right? It really will. So when you compare the cost versus look. All right, let's try that again. Look at it from a cost benefit analysis. All right, comparing marriage versus sex dolls. All right, believe me, you just paid like that one time. $15,000 fee, or not fee, just pay the one-time $15,000 price or whatever, or you just make monthly payments for the sex doll, and then that's pretty much it. For a wife, you never know what's going to go. You never know when she's going to take you never know when she's going to take the house, your stuff, your money. If you had kids, you never know when she's going to take the kids. But will a sex doll take your house? Will a sex doll rob you of all your belongings? Will it destroy your reputation? Will it get you tossed to the big house? No. Does it cost less? Yes. Does it complain? No. Can it be programmed to do things? Yes, it can. Actually, I'm a pro. Like I said, I haven't been live streaming recently for the past month because I'm a programmer in my middle school robotics team. I'm the programmer for our robot. Let me show you real quick what I work with. All right, I don't do anything fancy, but I do Vex Robotics EDR competition. All right, and I do basic programming for our robot. All right. So let me show you the 2017-2018 season. All right, the robots look something like that, but this year was pretty challenging in particular. Come on. All right, so basically, the objective for this season was to grab these cones, place them on top of mobile goals, put them into the scoring zones, that type of stuff. All right, but I'm the programmer. All right, I actually have it like right here. This thing right here. That's what I use to program the robot. The programming language is called Robot C, and the thing is that it's automation. All right, we learn automation through Robot C. We learn how to program remote. My job is to program the robot to respond to the remote control, to operate the motors, to operate the brain, the wires, that kind of stuff. Autonomous mode. I know that stuff inside and out. All right, that's my job, and I definitely see it possible in the not too distant future for sex robots to be replacing women with Oh crap! I think I just opened the. My bad, guys. My bad. All right. Now, anyways, I do see it possible that in the future, women can be replaced by sex bots and all that kind of stuff. All right. Sorry about that, guys. The program thing just opened up on us. You can see it, but it just opened up. All right. Now, anyways, it's like cleaning the house, whatever it may be, making food. It could be done by women. Not by women, by sex bots. It really could. That happening. It will be complicated. It'll require lots and lots of work and research, but it will happen. All right. If people wanted it to happen, it would happen. Got it? All right. Continuing reading. According to Dr. Trudy Barber, a pioneer in the impact of technology on sexual intercourse, our growing immersion in technology means that it is only a matter of time before it takes a mainstream role in sex. Kevin Flowers, 1989, says there's a male one that's sexy as hell. All right then. Yeah, I do know that male sex bots are a thing, but I'm not. I don't really keep up with male sex bots. I don't keep up with sex bots in general because here's the thing. When I'm an older man, I'm not going to be keeping a plastic bonk bot in my closet, or I'm not going to be that horny. You know what I mean? I got stuff to do. All right. I know it's some things are easier said than done, but that I'm just trying to make the point that I'm not going to need a sex doll my entire life. And as soon as sex dolls, as soon as they come out, that doesn't mean that they'll be safe. What I would do is wait about 5 years after sex bots came out. Then they'll be like the iPhone. All right. They'll be like the iPhone. They'll be everywhere. Everybody's going to have them. Then get the right brand, the right company, the right features, and all you want, and you'll know that specific sex bot is safe. Okay, don't go out and say, when like the first sex bots, they start to, become more mainstream. They go, whoa, sex bots are now mainstream. I can buy it. And then, no, don't do that. All right. Wait, be patient, because you want to ensure that it will be safe to use that product. That's just my personal advice to you guys. All right. Of course, make decisions accordingly, but hey, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. All right. Yeah, see, last year, Dr. Barber predicted that the use of artificial intelligence devices in the bedroom will be socially normal within 25 years, and that machines would enable people to appreciate the real thing. Yep. Most definitely. Oh, wait. Is that... Holy dude, that's... That an actual sex bot? That's so realistic looking. Oh, no way. Oh, man, that's awesome. Okay, you know what? That is hyper realistic shit right there, guys. Look at that. I'm just gonna say it right here. I would not mind unloading on her face. Like, whoa, man, that thing, that's pretty darn realistic, all right? Wow. Really, really, wow. Great job. That is awesome, guys. Like, I thought that was like a woman, and I was like, wait, what is that? I was like, oh wait, that's a sex bot. That was like hyper realistic. Like, when they said hyper realistic, I was like, oh, okay, I see. That's how you get people to buy your product. But whoa, when they said hyper realistic, they were not exaggerating. They're dead set. That is hyper realistic stuff right there, folks. All right. Is there anything else here that we want to cover tonight? No. I don't think I'm going to cover anything else for this article as of right now. Now, let's see what we want to discuss. All right, so first of all, let's just talk for about 10 minutes on what's going on with MGTOW Academy. First of all, I do have a website up and running in case you haven't checked it out. In the description, it's pretty basic. It's MGTOWacademy.wordpress.com. I haven't been posting that much stuff there yet. I will be working on it more in the future. But right now, this is what it looks like. I'm still working on stuff. I have that there. That's the image I have for, it's like basically the primary image for my website. So to advertise it, MGTOWacademy.wordpress.com. Okay, so if I were to describe MGTOW, the MGTOW philosophy, I would like describe it as go your own way, find your freedom. All right. And you'll see that, like, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I've tweeted some images of these, of just random men, and it kind of like advertised MGTOW Academy, but it also had like the caption or the text in the photo, and it would say, "Go your own way, find your freedom." What I mean with that is that you're supposed to be going your own way, not other men's way, your own way, and you're finding your own freedom. You define your definition of freedom, and you find it yourself. And that, I thought, so my friend, he actually made my MGTOW Academy icon, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to like have it look like a hologram sort of over his head. Like it kind of looks like a hologram graduation cap over his head. That I thought was pretty cool. So, there's that. This is just like a little bit of an introduction post. I thought it would be nice to add a little website for MGTOW Academy where I post articles and whatever comes to mind. Thanks for stopping by, and I wish to utilize the website more in the future. Remember to keep taking daily doses of pills and to stay safe, that type of kind of stuff right there. And this is the other image, MGTOW, find your freedom. I'm starting to upload videos on here. Podcast along Southern. Yeah, I'm not gonna. You guys can find that yourself. This is for like my future. This is gonna be for like my future work, my future podcast, and all that stuff. If you guys want to follow me through an email list, you can just follow me via email, and you'll be notified when I upload stuff, or I'm not upload when I post stuff. So you can like enter your email address there. And I got other stuff on here. I have some podcasts over here. They're just the video formats. I believe you can like do stuff like follow this on an RSS feed, do whatever you want to do, that kind of stuff right there. I got that stuff all here. That's that. What else? What else? What else? All right. Another thing that I've been doing, but it's more of like a personal goal, I guess. Something that I've been doing pretty recently was that I started working out more. Okay, and when I mean working out, I mean like doing like 5 push-ups before bed. I mean I'm like taking this stuff dead serious. All right. Now is the time. I'm 14 years old right now, and from what I understand, it's much easier to like get more physically fit, to get stronger and all that kind of stuff. And if I work out now, it'd be a lot easier in the future. So, all right, what I'm doing, and I don't mind advertising these guys. They do a fantastic job of what they do. There's a YouTube channel called Anabolic Aliens. All right, and what they do is they allow for you to basically work out in the comforts of your own home. Okay, I don't own any gym equipment. I don't own nothing, but they do help us out. They will help you out. Right? You can do home workouts. You can do it on many things. You can do it on your abs, your core. You can do it for your biceps, your triceps. And I have it alternating every day so that one day I'll do my triceps, biceps, and my forearms. And then the next day I would work on my upper, middle, and lower abs. Then I'm gonna move on to working on my calves. I'm doing the Tabata workouts, which are more intense, and they burn more muscle fiber. And I'm also doing my forearm workouts every day. So I've started doing these workouts, and surprisingly, I'm getting results pretty fast, and I'm pretty impressed with it. So, like, that's just my little thank you to Anabolic Aliens for their fantastic workouts, I guess. I don't know. So, I've been working on that more. In terms of my channel, like I said, I haven't been uploading much recently because I, got the robotic stuff, got a lot of homework to do, that kind of stuff. But I do plan to return to my normal routine of my weekly live streams, my more frequent podcasts, doing more Red Pill series episodes. That's pretty much it. So, guys, right now it's 11:57 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I live. I'm gonna go. I'm not tired, but I got some other stuff I've been keeping in mind I want to do. I like to, on free time, I like to fly on airplane simulators and go gain some hours or something. I need to go do my, like I said, I need to do my forearms and triceps and all that stuff, biceps and whatnot. Need to take care of that. I do have just a little bit of homework, minor stuff got to take care of. And then tomorrow, I'll start working on the thumbnails, and I'll start doing my research for my podcast. Is going to be something about sexual exploitation of young men and boys. Basically, in the media, boys, young men and boys, they see all this over sexualized stuff. They see women in these skimpy outfits and all that kind of stuff, and through puberty, it just really, really pushes them to a breaking point, and then they're expected to act normal throughout all this stuff. So I do plan to cover that very, very soon. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. So it looks like we've been live for about 1 hour, 24-ish minutes. So for those of you who have stopped by, I do appreciate you guys ending your week with this live stream. It's about to be Saturday, so be sure to take your rest. Keep taking those daily doses of red pills and stay safe. Everybody, this is MGTOW Academy signing off. Have a great night.